Some places on Earth are not hidden. Everyone knows exactly where they are. But almost no one is allowed to go there. From a radioactive wasteland to an island where outsiders are killed on sight, these are the 12 most forbidden places on the planet. Stay until number 1, because it is the single most dangerous place on Earth to simply set foot on. We are counting down from number 12 to number 1, from ancient sealed caves to a nuclear ghost zone and an island that has killed the people who tried to reach it. Each place is forbidden for a very different reason. Number 12. The Lascaux Caves in France. Home to some of the oldest and most breathtaking prehistoric paintings ever found, sealed off from the public because human breath alone was destroying them. The cave holds over 600 painted images of horses, deer, and bulls, created roughly 17,000 years ago by early humans. After opening to tourists in the 1940s, carbon dioxide and heat from visitors' breath triggered fungus and lichen growth that began eating away at the paintings. The cave was discovered by accident in 1940 by 4 teenagers chasing their dog into a hole in the ground. France closed Lascaux to the public in 1963, just 18 years after it opened, to halt the damage. A full-scale replica cave was built nearby so visitors could still experience the art without endangering the originals. Even scientists and conservators are only allowed inside for a few minutes a month, wearing full protective gear. Lascaux protects art from human breath. The next place protects an entire nation's oldest religious tradition. Ai's Grand Shrine. Number 11. Ai's Grand Shrine in Japan. The most sacred site in Shinto religion, so revered that its innermost sanctuary has been off-limits to everyone except the emperor and a handful of priests for over 1,000 years. The shrine is dedicated to the sun goddess Amaterasu and is said to house one of Japan's 3 sacred imperial treasures. Every 20 years, the entire shrine is torn down and rebuilt from scratch beside itself, a ritual called Shikinen Sengu that has continued for over a millennium. The innermost sanctuary sits behind 4 wooden fences, and even most Shinto priests are forbidden from crossing the final barrier. Only the Emperor of Japan and the shrine's high priestess, traditionally a member of the imperial family, may enter the deepest sanctuary. The forest surrounding the shrine has been protected for centuries, creating one of Japan's oldest continuously preserved woodlands. Millions of pilgrims visit the outer shrine grounds each year, yet none have ever seen what lies beyond the final fence. Ai's hides its holiest secret behind wooden fences. The next place hides humanity's food future behind steel and permafrost. To the Svalbard Global Seed Vault. Number 10. The Svalbard Global Seed Vault in the Arctic. A steel bunker carved into a frozen mountainside, holding backup samples of nearly every food crop on Earth, sealed to survive almost any global catastrophe. The vault holds over 1 million seed samples from nearly every country on Earth, stored as a backup against war, disaster, or climate collapse. Built into permafrost 130 meters inside a mountain, the vault is designed to stay frozen for centuries even without power. Access is restricted to a handful of authorized depositors, and no single country or company can view another nation's samples. In 2015, war-torn Syria became the first nation to withdraw seeds from the vault, to rebuild its agriculture after losing local seed banks. In 2017, unexpected permafrost melting let meltwater into the entrance tunnel, forcing Norway to upgrade the vault's waterproofing. The vault's glowing entrance was designed by an artist, using fiber optic cables and mirrors to catch the Arctic light. Svalbard guards the world's food future. The next place is a private island where even the President of the United States could not simply walk in. To Nihor. Number 9. Nihor in Hawaii. Known as the Forbidden Isle, a privately owned island where entry requires an invitation from the family that has owned it for over a century. The Robinson family purchased the entire island from the Kingdom of Hawaii in 1864 and has controlled access ever since. Nihor remains one of the last places where Hawaiian is spoken as the primary everyday language among its small resident population. The island has no paved roads, no running water infrastructure, and no internet, deliberately preserved as it has been for generations. Visitors need a personal invitation from the Robinson family, and unauthorized landings have led to legal consequences for trespassers. The island is famous for its rare shell leis, made from tiny shells found almost nowhere else, some valued at thousands of dollars. Limited helicopter tours allow brief visits to uninhabited areas, but the resident village remains completely off-limits to outsiders. Nihor protects a private way of life. The next place protects centuries of the Catholic Church's most guarded secrets. To the Vatican Secret Archives. Number 8. The Vatican Apostolic Archives. A vast underground vault holding centuries of the Catholic Church's most sensitive documents, accessible only to a small number of vetted scholars. The archive holds an estimated 85 kilometers of shelving, spanning documents from the 8th century to the present day. The archive was formally separated from the Vatican Library in the 17th century to protect the Church's most sensitive records. Access is restricted to accredited scholars with an approved research topic, and even they cannot view certain sealed collections. The archive reportedly contains the trial records of Galileo Galilei, documenting the Church's historic conflict with the astronomer. Pope Francis renamed it the Vatican Apostolic Archive in 2019, partly to shed its mysterious reputation from popular fiction. Climate-controlled underground vaults protect the most fragile documents from humidity, light, and time itself. The Vatican guards written history. The next place guards the ruins of a quarantine so feared locals still won't go near it. To Poveglia Island. If these places already feel off-limits, we are only halfway. The closer we get to number 1, the more these places stop being about rules and start being about survival. Number 7. Poveglia Island in Italy. A small island in the Venetian lagoon used for centuries as a plague quarantine site, now abandoned and legally off-limits to visitors. During plague outbreaks starting in the 14th century, ships suspected of carrying disease were forced to quarantine the sick here before entering Venice. In the 20th century, the island housed a psychiatric hospital, later closed amid disputed and unverified rumors of unethical treatment. Some estimates suggest a significant portion of the island's soil contains human remains from centuries of plague burials, though the figures are debated by historians. Local fishermen have long avoided the island's waters, and it remains legally closed to the public with no regular ferry access. A private buyer won a 99-year lease on the island in 2014 but abandoned restoration plans, leaving it derelict. The island's crumbling bell tower, visible from Venice, was reportedly used as a lookout during the plague years to signal incoming ships. Poveglia hides centuries of quarantine history. The next place is an island so new it is still forming from larvae. To Surtsey. Number 6. Surtsey Island off the coast of Iceland. A volcanic island that rose from the ocean in the 1960s, kept almost entirely off-limits so scientists can watch life colonize a brand new landmass untouched by humans. Surtsey erupted from the seafloor between 1963 and 1967, creating an entirely new island from volcanic ash and lava. Only a small number of scientists are permitted to land each year, and strict decontamination rules prevent seeds or organisms from being introduced accidentally. The island has been used as a living laboratory to study exactly how plants, insects, and birds naturally colonize new land from nothing. In 1965, a small clump of tomato plants sprouted after a visiting scientist reportedly used the island as a makeshift toilet, and was promptly removed to preserve the experiment. Erosion has already shrunk the island significantly since it formed, and scientists expect much of it to eventually be reclaimed by the sea. Surtsey became a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2008, prized precisely because it has remained undisturbed by people. Surtsey protects a pristine experiment in new life. The next place is a scarred landscape still too poisoned for any life to safely return. To Zone Rouge. Number 5. Zone Rouge in France. A stretch of former World War I battlefield so saturated with unexploded shells and toxic chemicals that over a century later, parts of it remain fenced off and forbidden to enter. After World War I, France designated over 1,000 square kilometers of battle-scarred land as too dangerous to farm, live in, or rebuild. Millions of unexploded shells, some containing chemical agents like arsenic and mustard gas, still lie buried beneath the soil. Specialized bomb disposal teams still remove hundreds of tons of unexploded ordnance from the region every single year, over a century later. Soil and groundwater in parts of the zone show arsenic levels up to 17 times higher than safety limits, making farming there illegal. Some villages in the zone were never rebuilt after the war and remain officially listed as destroyed, existing only as memorial sites today. French officials estimate full decontamination of the most severe areas could take several more centuries to complete. Zone Rouge is a century-old wound in the earth. The next place is a modern desert base so secretive its own government denied it existed for decades. To Area 51. Number 4. Area 51 in the Nevada Desert. A highly classified United States military testing site so secretive that the government only officially acknowledged its existence in 2013. Established in the 1950s to test experimental aircraft like the U-2 spy plane, the base's existence was denied by the government for decades. Signs along the perimeter warn that deadly force is authorized against trespassers, and the surrounding airspace is permanently restricted. In 2019, over 2 million people jokingly pledged online to storm Area 51. Prompting a heavy security response and turning the base into a pop culture phenomenon. Sightings of unusual aircraft tested here in secret helped fuel decades of UFO and extraterrestrial conspiracy theories. Declassified documents confirmed the base was primarily used to develop stealth technology and reconnaissance aircraft, not alien research. Unmarked security vehicles, known locally as camo dudes, patrol the perimeter and can detain anyone who crosses the boundary line. Area 51 guards American military secrets. The next place hides one of the deadliest snake populations on Earth. To Snake Island. The top 3 are so dangerous that trespassing has actually killed people in the last few years alone. Number 3. Snake Island off the coast of Brazil. Closed to the public since the 1920s to protect one of the deadliest and rarest vipers on Earth, found nowhere else in the world. The island is home to the golden lancehead viper, a snake whose venom can melt human flesh and is estimated many times more potent than mainland relatives. Researchers estimate a few thousand golden lancehead vipers live on the island today, concentrated mostly in its dense rainforest interior. The Brazilian Navy restricts access almost entirely to scientists with special permits, often accompanied by a physician in case of a bite. With no ground prey available, The vipers evolved fast-acting venom specifically to instantly stop birds mid-flight after striking. Local legend holds that a lighthouse keeper and his family once died here after snakes slithered into their home, though the story remains unverified. A bite from the golden lancehead can cause kidney failure, brain hemorrhaging, and severe tissue death if left untreated. Snake Island is forbidden to protect a species that exists nowhere else. The next place is forbidden to contain a disaster that is still leaking radiation today. To Chernobyl. Number 2. The Chernobyl exclusion zone in Ukraine. Nearly 40 years after the world's worst nuclear disaster, a 2,600 square kilometer area remains sealed off, still too radioactive for permanent human life. In April 1986, reactor 4 exploded during a safety test, releasing radioactive material across a huge swath of Europe. Beneath the reactor lies the elephant's foot, a mass of solidified radioactive material once so lethal that mere minutes nearby could be fatal. The nearby city of Pripyat, once home to nearly 50,000 people, was evacuated within 36 hours and has stood empty ever since. A small number of elderly residents illegally returned to live in the zone despite the danger, tending gardens in radioactive soil. With humans gone, wildlife has surged back into the zone, including wolves, lynx, and Europe's largest population of free-roaming horses. Guided tours are now permitted along strict routes, but visitors are screened for radiation and forbidden from touching structures or soil. Chernobyl is forbidden because of what happened. The next place is forbidden because of what could still happen if the wrong person ever reached its shore. To North Sentinel Island. And number 1, North Sentinel Island in the Indian Ocean. Home to the Sentinelese, an uncontacted tribe that has lived in total isolation for tens of thousands of years, and that has killed outsiders who tried to reach its shores. It is the single most forbidden place on Earth. The Sentinelese are believed to have lived in isolation for as long as 60,000 years, making them one of the last uncontacted peoples on Earth. Indian law enforces a strict exclusion zone around the island, patrolled by the Navy, largely to protect the tribe from disease they have no immunity to. In 2018, American missionary John Allen Chau was killed after illegally attempting to make contact with the island's inhabitants. The Sentinelese have historically responded to outsiders with bows and arrows, defending their isolation with lethal force. Even a devastating 24 tsunami that struck the region left the tribe reportedly unharmed, having apparently read natural warning signs and moved to higher ground. Anthropologists estimate only a few dozen to a couple hundred Sentinelese remain, and almost nothing is known about their language or customs. In an age when nearly every place on Earth has been mapped, filmed, and visited, North Sentinel Island remains genuinely untouched, protected not by walls, but by the simple, absolute refusal to be found. From sealed caves to a hostile, uncontacted island, our planet still hides places that rules, fences, and even armies are built to protect. Which one surprised you the most? Subscribe to Impossible Travel, and next time we count down the most impossible roads on Earth.